Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the TV6 Digital Desk live stream. My name is Molly Birch, and I'll be taking you through a recap of today's headlines. This stream runs every night, starting at 7 Central Time, from Sunday to Thursday. Feel free to comment and ask any questions you have in the chat as you feel like it. I'll do my best to keep an eye on those comment sections and answer your questions as we go and after the stream as well. With all of that business out of the way, let's take a look at our first story for tonight. Indecision 2024 coverage. Upper Michigan voters continue to make their way to the polls to vote early with 7 days left until Election Day. Early voting numbers in Houghton County are higher than expected, according to the county clerk office. After 4 days of early voting, the office states that over 1,000 residents have submitted their ballots. This covers voters in all cities and townships in the county. Lines of voters could be seen into the later hours of today's voting, eager to submit their ballots. The clerk's office asks you to keep these lines in mind if you drop in to vote.
Trying our best to get everybody out as quick as possible, but some voters are complaining it's taking at least an hour. So I apologize, but that's how long it's taking.
The early voting location is on the second floor of the Houghton City Center in downtown Houghton. You can cast your ballot there from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon until this Sunday. If you live in Dickinson County, a cab company is giving free rides to the polls on Election Day. Iron Mountain-based cab company Get a Cab will drive you to your polling site and back home for free. The offer is available to voters in and around the Iron Mountain, Kingsford, and Norway areas. Get a Cab supervisor TJ McCarthy says it's a way for the business to give back to the community.
Our motto is we're a business, but we're really more of a service. So it gives us a chance to show the people that we truly do care, and we do hear everything in the community, and we've just found a nice way to help out the people in the community.
Free rides are only available on November 5th. For resources to contact the cab company, go to uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app. Continuing our Decision 2024 coverage to start us off today, if you live in Florence County, you'll find the Florence County School District's budget on your ballot next week. If the school's operating referendum passes, the school's mill rate would increase by almost 1/10 of a mill. This would mean almost $696 a year on a home valued at $100,000. The Florence County School District Superintendent says with decreased state funding, the school needs community support.
Back in 2005, we received $2.8 million in state aid. We currently now receive, this year we will receive $124,000 in state aid.
The money raised goes toward paying staff and funding athletic and extracurricular programs. And TV6 is following the races you will decide on in the November 5th election all week this week. The election is 1 week from today. One of those races is for Michigan's 1st Congressional House District in the U.S. House. Republican incumbent Jack Bergman faces a challenge from Democrat Callie Barr. TV6's Brady Meyer talked with both major party nominees to learn more about them.
Republican U.S. Congressman Jack Bergman has represented Michigan's 1st District, the only in the UP, since 2017. He's hoping his message to voters is what it takes to continue doing so.
I'm conservative, but I believe in the freedoms that we have as human beings, because your rights come from God, not come from the government. And I believe that we as a people deserve to not have government be in our lives where it's unnecessary.
Bergman is seeking a 5th term after a 23-point victory in the 2022 election. This year, a new challenger, Democrat Callie Barr, wants to change that.
Resilient, innovative, creative people, that's who we are. It's who we are, right? We're from an area where we often get left behind. I want to make sure we aren't. And I think the gridlock we see in Washington, D.C., I think they could learn a little something from us about what it means to work together.
Barr has been a military family advocate, litigation attorney, and teacher. Those experiences play a significant role in her agenda.
We have a lot of veterans in our district, very high population. And to me, it's really important that they get those benefits they have earned. I'm very clear it's not an entitlement.
A Marine for several decades, Bergman too plans to emphasize veterans.
I introduced Gerald's Law, which it became, and was passed, signed into law. And now a veteran who chooses to go home at end of life and spend that time with his family now will receive the full burial benefits.
Bergman says he's been involved in various committees and behind-the-scenes work, spearheading bipartisan policy items. Making additional progress in those areas remains a top priority. If you get elected for another term, what are the big issues that you want to continue to focus on in Washington?
I'm going to still continue. National defense will always be an issue. Veterans Affairs will always be an issue. So I will be on those committees as long as I am in Congress.
While Barr hasn't been an elected official, she believes her other experiences make up for it. What do you have from volunteer work or your job or just anything else that you think makes you the right person to represent the 1st District?
Yeah, thank you. So, as a teacher, I valued time understanding students and families, and what that looks like right now and supporting. Trying to make sure that we have opportunities for growth here in our district.
Beating an incumbent in the House is a tough task. In 2022, 95% of incumbent representatives who sought re-election won their races. Brady Meyer, TV6 News.
Thanks, Brady. The city of Marquette's winter parking ban officially begins this Friday. Every year from November 1st until April 1st, it is illegal to park on any street from 1 in the morning until 6 in the morning. This allows the Department of Public Works to clear the roads when it snows. The Marquette Police Department says it will begin enforcing the law after the first major snowfall.
Don't wait till that first snow to find a place to be able to put your car off the street. Make those arrangements, whatever they happen to be, to get your car off before we get that first snow. Because once we do, and we start ticketing, it's a $75 fine for a winter parking ban ticket.
Finkbeiner also would like to remind people that they must keep their snow on their own property when shoveling this winter. It cannot go on sidewalks, in the street, or in their neighbors' yards. If you're not in Marquette, be sure to check with your municipality to see if and when winter parking bans go into effect in your area. And you may want to celebrate Halloween with your furry friends, but the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development urges you to be mindful of your pet's safety. The MDARD says to keep ingredients like chocolate, raisins, or artificial dyes away from pets. Director Tim Boring says to consult with your vet on treats your pet can eat and to be mindful of decorations that should not be ingested by animals.
If pets are game to go along with it, have at it. But if we're going to be causing additional stresses or unexpected reactions with our pets, that's something to be mindful of as well.
He says this applies to costumes on you and on your pet. Boring says to put proper identification like tags or microchips on your pets to find them if they become lost. If you enjoyed the Rocky Horror Show and want more Halloween entertainment, an Amuse Theater and Dance program is getting ready to perform Frankenstein. Alistair Dimitri, the director's partner, adapted this new version of the classic novel. It's set in an icy region where scientist Victor Frankenstein has chased the creature he brought to life for a final confrontation. The director says they want to capture how it's more than just a scary story.
I hope they get what they came for, which is probably a spooky, scary Halloween story, but then I also hope they were sneakily moved by it. Like, I hope they're like, wow, I didn't expect to feel as much as I felt. I thought it was just going to be scary. So I hope we got the heart of the story.
Frankenstein runs Thursday through November 9th in the Pankowski Black Box Theater. Tickets are $25 for the general public, $5 for NMU students. Finally tonight on the TV6 Digital Desk live stream, a Michigan native is making a more than 2,000-mile trek for mental health awareness. Woody Ellis started his journey on Labor Day at the Mackinac Bridge Walk. 244 miles later, he made it to Falling Rocks Cafe in Munising. He explains his travels are also doubling as a fundraiser towards charities aimed at researching mental health disorders. This morning, he and members of the community participated in a 3-mile walk around town. While highlighting his featured charities, Ellis also wants to highlight the work of local organizations.
I made a post about this walk, and somebody from the drop-in center here in Munising, which I wasn't aware existed, said you should stop in and drink some coffee over here. And so I think on this walk we're going to swing by that drop-in center and maybe try to bring them some attention.
Ellis plans on staying in Munising for the next 4 nights. He says his next stop will be Marquette and hopes to host another community walk. Certainly a long distance to go. He's already made a good chunk out of it, but he's definitely got some more to go, so we'll wish him luck on that. Thank you all again for joining me here live at the TV6 Digital Desk for a recap of headlines. If you have a story idea you think we should report on, feel free to contact us at any time. These are a few easy ways to get a hold of both myself and others in the newsroom, and again, you can contact us at any time. We'd love to hear from you and what's happening in your community. Thank you all again for joining me here live at the TV6 Digital Desk. Have a great rest of your night.